All right, here's a quick video. I can't show myself because I have to point out what I'm doing here, but this is for a slide out, especially for those of you that have a Keystones, maybe even a Keystone Springdale like I do. Now, you know this, right? This is where the bench is, and this is what it looks like when you empty everything out. But you can see down there that I have drawers, and I have these two sections here. Now, the problem that I had is my slide out wasn't working well. What was it? I don't know. I had to take it apart after driving 300 plus miles, and trust me, I was frustrated. But there's a cable that runs from here. You have to remove all this. That runs to the back on the wall. Why is that important? Because that cable gets tightened and loosened as you open and close your slide out. But the Springdale models, and it might be other Keystone models, have a spring that goes there across that wall. Why? Because that spring is what holds the cable in place. What's the problem? My cable wrapped around the spring and it started spreading out the spring, and all of a sudden the slide out was not opening. When we came down here and I opened this, and it's hard to stick your hand in there, you see that there's screws in there. It was hard to go over the piece of wood there and start splicing the wires to be able to separate them, pull it out of the spring to then finally close that. And of course, I had to go to the dealer for that. So that can mess up the main gear that opens and closes, that motor, the teeth that they call it, that it's on the slide outs. So if you have a Keystone and especially a Springdale, you need to look into this, especially if all of a sudden your camper is acting a little strange when it comes to slide out, making noise. Maybe it's when you're opening and closing, it looks like it's kind of going off angle. It might be that. Don't ask me why they do that. I thought that was a horrible idea. Even the dealership, when I took it to get it fixed, thought it was a horrible idea. But that stupid little cable that runs to the wall, remember, what happens is, it's a wall over there. There's a spring that, let's say, runs like that. And then the wire is held in there into place. Bad idea, but it could cost you thousands of dollars. So what they did in my case was they basically have like a tube that sticks up like that moves back and forth, and then they wrap that spring in a plastic tubing to prevent that. It might be something you have to do. All right. So look into it and definitely call the manufacturer if you have any questions on that.